Hey there, thanks for dropping in. My name's Dave, and I have got a book haul for you today. Didn't buy anything online in the month of March, which is kind of unusual, but I did pick up a few things from some antique stores and thrift stores. So let's get started. First up is The Spawn of the Death Machine by Ted White. And this is a paperback library. Is that what it is? Yeah, paperback library, published in 1968, and I forget who the cover artist is, but that's a pretty cool looking cover. Um, Looks fantasy-ish, but just reading a little bit about it, this is a second in a series. I think it's called the Android Avenger series. So definitely sci-fi, maybe Sword and Planet. I don't know. But I'll have to wait to find out till I get the first one, which I hope won't be too long from now. So yeah, this looks kind of exciting. Next up, I picked up a Gothic. This is The Lock by Janet Caird, cover art by Alan Cass. This was also published in 1968. This is a signet. And yeah, I don't know. Again, haven't read a Gothic yet, but I think that's supposed to be Eileen Donan Castle there in Scotland, or at least a facsimile of it. So that was interesting. I thought that was worth picking it up. So we'll give it a try eventually, someday. Next up, I got a Daw Yellow Spine. This is Bunduki by J.T. Edson. Yeah, J.T. Edson. And this is I think this is this a Whalen cover? Yeah, Michael Whalen. And this was published in, and I just freaking looked at it and now I can't remember. 1975, yeah. This is Daw number 201. And turns out this is the start of a series, the Bunduki series, which is very, according to the cover and the blurb on the back, very Tarzan-esque. And the spine's not too faded, which is pretty cool. But yeah, interested in seeing what that's all about. Definitely is going to be higher up on the priority since it's a Daw. This one, this is a cover by, well, sort of a cover by. This is Isle of Demons by John Clark Bowman. I mean, look at that. And not sure who the artist is, not credited. So, I mean, it's a familiar style, so I'm sure somebody out there knows it. If you know, please let me know in the comments. So when I talk about it in a review, I will have that info. But yeah, it says it's a novel of lusty adventure. So what the hell? But of course, was published in 1953. So I don't know how lusty it's going to be. I think it was originally in a hardcover. No, I guess it wasn't. Anyway, yep. So interesting. I think just a kind of a swashbuckling historical. And finally, at the antique store, I managed to find one men's adventure, and this is a series that I hadn't seen before, and I don't know if maybe somebody showed it before. I can't remember. It seems a little familiar, but I just don't remember ever seeing it. This is the Mac Wingate series. This is Mission Code Symbol. This is number 1 in the series. Author's Brian Swift, I think it is. Yep, Brian Swift. And I forgot to even look when this was published when I was just going through things here. 1981. Yeah, 1981. This is a Joe paperback. So this is a World War II sort of behind the lines series, I guess, or I take from the cover, or the back cover. Front cover here, we've got, things exploding, Nazis, belly dancers, so should be fun. But yeah, that's what I picked up at the antique store, and let's switch over to the thrift store pile. All right, just a handful picked up at the thrift stores in March. The first is Assassin by David Hagberg. This is actually the 6th in the Kirk McGarvey series of post-Cold War espionage, kind of where, at least in this book, where KGB agents are longing for the good old days of the Soviet Union, and so there's CIA agent Kirk McGarvey, who is on duty to protect against that from happening. So, well, that should be interesting. Like I say, I'm a really big fan of the Cold War espionage stuff, so that should be fun. This was First published in 1997, I think in hardcover, but this is a second edition or second printing of the paperback, which was originally published in 1998. So late 90s, kind of a chunker. This is a Forge, also a Forge printing, by the way. So yeah, that should be fun. Into the whole espionage stuff. Now this next one is by an author I don't really know anything about. The book on the cover looks like a horror novel, but the more I read about it, or read, you know, on the blurbs in that, I'm not so sure. And I'm talking about Dan Barton's Banshee. This came out in 1988, and it's on a publisher I'd never heard of, Worldwide. I guess that's a Canadian publisher. I'm not sure if Dan is a Canadian author, possibly. But when I see blurbs now that's saying edge of the seat suspense in the tradition of Mary Higgins Clark, it's not sounding like horror. But it should be interesting. I don't know, did I say this came out in 88? If I didn't, it did. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what that's like. Did pick up another Gothic. This is the fourth in the Birthstone Gothic series. This is Dark Diamond by Diana Tower. Again, don't know anything about this other than the fact that it looks like there's a series of 12 books, each one focused or with a birthstone gem as the centerpiece of the mystery. So that'll be interesting. This is a what publisher was this? I think it was 1975 on 1975 on Ballantine. For some reason, well, it says it's a Beagle Ballantine, Beagle, whatever. So if anybody has ever seen any or read any of these, let me know. If it's too cozy for comfort, let me know. This next one looked kind of cool. This was just really kind of a hip happening mod sort of mystery. It's The Corpse Who Had Too Many Friends, a Hampton Stone mystery, number 8. So I've never seen these, never come across these before. This was originally published in 1953, but this edition is a paperback library edition from 1971. So really not sure what this is all about. If anybody's read any Wade Hampton mysteries, let me know. I'd appreciate it. Haven't seen any of these before, so I'm just going to throw this on as a singleton and see how that looks. And then the last thing I picked up, told you it wasn't a whole productive month. This was actually a hardcover. I usually don't pick those up, but this is Alistair MacLean's Circus, and this is one of those book club edition worthless hardcovers, but it was there for like $1.49, so why not? I'll pick it up for that. I think this was 1973. Nope, this also was 1975, Alistair MacLean. I really enjoy Alistair MacLean's work, and this is one that I hadn't read yet, so here it is. So yeah, that's all I picked up in March. Not a ton of stuff, but you know, more than I read in March, so the TBR pile just keeps growing. Not as fast, but still growing. So yeah, thank you all for stopping by, and let me know if you've read any of these, if you've enjoyed them, hated them, know more about them than I blathered on about. Let me know. I'd appreciate it. And until next time, talk to you soon.